So let's have a look at some of the dreams, and we're going to start off with this one. It's called The Banner. And if you're interested in what numbers can mean in dreams, which other people have written in and asked just today, then this dream will be interesting to you. She says, my dream, although years old and non-recurring, has me puzzled since it occurred. In 2011, my mom passed away. Several months after her death, I had a dream where my mother and I were flying. So flying in a dream, even if you were to just say you were flying, it means that you can astral travel. You can consciously have your spirit leave your body because your physical body can't fly, but it symbolizes being able to project your mind or whatever you want to imagine leaves your body, and you can go to other places. It means a few things straight away by being able to fly in a dream. It means you'd be good at hypnosis. You'd be very good at persuading people because you've got this mind projection thing. You can project your mind, which I've covered in detail in other shows, and maybe we'll cover it again. And then absent healing is the other one that it can do. And of course, that may seem like another one of these alien things, but you know, if you're religious or came from that background, that's in the Bible. And remember, in the Bible, Jesus says that many people can do what he can do, and some people can do it even better than he can. If need be, I'll pull that quote out. But of course, if you've had a religious background, coming into a field like this can be a bit jarring because you feel like it's going against your upbringing, when a lot of the time it's not. Anyway, my mother and I were flying. So the astral plane is a plane between the physical world and the spirit world, and spirits can come there and we can go there. So what you're doing in this dream is you're meeting your mother on the astral plane, and you've I think we had an astral plane dream last week. Anyway, you say we're flying around a black sky that was illuminated by stars. So the illuminated by stars is really good, and stars represent goals, and we're going to see goals come up in your dream again in another way. So the dream is saying it's really the focus is pursuit of goals. And the black sky is like, you know, black on its own, it can be a negative color in dreams. It's nothing to do with the color of skin or anything like that. White on its own can be negative in dreams. So black sky illuminated by stars is saying that, you know, if you're not sure what you need to do, set goals and follow those goals, pursue those goals. You say you could see many celestial bodies. That's another hint to something you're able to do, which is see spirits. She was very alive and full of joy. This is your mom. So this is interesting. So you obviously, you know in the dream that she's deceased, and yet she's still very alive. So it backs up the fact that you're able to see spirits and that she's happy. And you say you're glad to see that because she suffered so much during her last years on this realm. So very good. Just before the dream ended, and this is the part that probably really puzzles you the most, she held up a banner. The banner read 160005. That's all, no words. In fact, we never spoke words in the dream. And once the banner was displayed, she flew off. When I awakened, I tried to make sense of the numbers, but have been unable. Okay, well, here you're going to find out what they are about. So the banner, and I wrote to this dreamer, I said, so banners in dreams represent a title or the feeling that you need to have a title to do something in life. So I wrote and I asked her, did your mom feel that you needed to have a title or get a formal qualification? And she wrote back, my mom was a teacher who possessed a master's degree in education. She instilled a desire for degrees in all of her children and anyone who would listen. And it goes on and on and on. So we know then that this does apply directly to this dreamer, that this is something her mother said. So because her mother said in waking life, you know, that you need to get a formal qualification, you're nobody without a formal qualification and so on. And in this dream, she's actually saying the opposite. So if we look at the numbers, and numbers are great in a dream because they really cut to the chase of what it's about. So 1 represents individuality, being unique, and it also can mean you're selfish. So the more unique or the more individual a thing is. So if you're saying, I really want to do this my way, and you're saying that to a group, it has to be done my way, you can see how, yes, that's individual and unique, but to others it can be perceived as selfish. And that's true for pursuing your goals in the spiritual field. It almost always is perceived as selfish by other people because it's not a conventional thing to do. 6 in dreams represents Dharma. Again, we've covered that many times. Dharma is where you're living in a state of grace, where you've got a strong connection to your higher self, and you know what your life purpose is, or you know that you're in alignment with your higher self. 0 represents goals or ideals. It's the only number with no beginning or end because it's a perfect circle, so it's great for representing that. And 5 represents karma. So dharma and karma are 2 ways of living. Karma is where you learn about yourself through experience, through living your life. And dharma is where you actively pursue what you know you need to pursue because you're in touch with what your life is about. And then the 3 zeros, because 0 is repeated 3 times, it's really emphasizing the goals. The commitment, 3 represents commitment. So commitment to your goals, really, really follow your goals. So that's how you break a number down in a dream and figure it out. So really, when you look at this, mom is holding up a sign and saying, the banner, the title that you need in life, the only title you need is life itself. You can, as long as you're pursuing your goals, it doesn't matter. What binds everything in life is pursuit of goals, whether you're on the dharmic path or the karmic path. And it's your unique individual path. And so all you really need to do is commit to pursuing your goals. So that's what our message is from Beyond the Grave. The formal qualifications are really not so important to her anymore. It's also interesting you say that sometimes after her death you met her. And this is common. People, especially when they suffer, when they're ill, they go to a place in the spirit world where they're allowed recover. Now, not straight away. So when somebody just passes, you may be able to contact them straight away. But within a short while, within a few weeks at the most, typically at the most, they were going to have moved into what are called healing or breathing rooms. And while they're in that space, you won't be able to contact them. But once they're done with that and they've made the transition into the spirit world properly, then they can show up in your dreams. But they are very often, like this mom is, very distant. You know, she doesn't actually speak. She just holds up a banner and then flies off as soon as she's got the message through. And part of the reason for that is they don't want your longing and your missing of them to be something that makes you want to be with them, because subconsciously that can have you follow them pretty quickly into the spirit world. And they absolutely don't want that, of course. But they do want to let you know, like the mom does in this dream, that she is alive and full of joy. She's very happy where she is. That is very common. So you said as well, I think if I'm getting this right, that you heard spirits and see spirits when you were younger. And of course that all backs up to seeing the celestial bodies. But I would put it, because of the way this works and the way you don't actually say that she spoke, that when you hear spirits, they are thoughts impressed on your mind. And so hearing is really a euphemism for the fact that you're able to pick up on the thoughts. And so I'd be interested in what you have to say about that. Okay, so that's Veronica's dream. Thank you very much for that.